Hi, my name is Ella. I am a college student and a single mother of a beautiful 16-year-old, an ex-Army wife. I did 5 years of Girl Scout leading. What else am I? Single mom, 16-year-old. Yeah, and I have a boyfriend who I've been dating for 2 years now, and we're very close. And after waiting like 6 years before dating, after my divorce, he has 2 kids, and those kids he has custody of them right now because their mother basically did a lot of really stupid stuff and stopped putting them first. More importantly, she just kept trying to bring them into a dangerous situation because her need to be with them was more important than their need to be safe or be kept away from their abuser at all. I took a lot of action with that because I'm an advocate of children. Especially, I've always had this thing about really wanting to be a positive influence on people, especially children, finding the right path, finding their voice. And I've done a lot of that in my life with being a Girl Scout leader and whatnot. I wanted to have more children, but I couldn't. And then I met Jennifer and her kids. And her kids were really neglected. They were not being disciplined. They were not being shown how to do things. They were not really cared for as much. It was more about what Jennifer wanted them to do and how Jennifer wanted things to be, and not so much about, hey, let's go have a good time and enjoy life and, make sure you're safe and, stuff like that, So I filled out a bunch of paperwork for Ryan, because he asked me to, using his words and making correct, sentences and paragraphs and English, really good English, because that's what was needed for the courts. Doing that caused a guardian ad litem to be assigned to the case and to do research. And in that research, they did find that Jennifer not only was neglectful and stopped putting their needs first, but she also found that Jennifer was trying to coerce the kids to say things that weren't true. She was trying to twist stories around and tell the kids that their dad was a rapist and that he was going to rape them. And they were terrified that he was just a terrible dad and didn't want to be, around that and whatnot, all based on what this woman had told her children about their father and other people for that matter. So doing that, I got the guardian ad litem to stand up with, my boyfriend in court and basically get custody. So we've had custody of these, well, not me, I'm sorry. I just helped, so it makes me feel very personal to the case. Especially because, these 2 kids, every single time I see them, especially the older one, she's like, I love my mom, but I don't want to be with her. I want to be with my dad. Why doesn't she want me to be with my dad? Why is she telling me these things about my dad? And so it's always been very concerning. The younger one still misses her mother a lot, and that's to be encouraged because that relationship is important, and I've always believed that. And I want to always put that out, to the kids especially, that it's okay to love your mom. Just because she's messed up right now and she lost custody does not mean that it's not, she's not a wonderful, loving mother. Of course, she's not a wonderful mother, but the kids, that's not really something they really need to know or dwell on or anything, because they define themselves by their parents, especially at such a young age. So, I just don't think it's right to turn a kid against either parent, and I just couldn't believe she had been doing that for years. But by doing this, by helping the case, and by putting my name out there and my testimony out there, first I had totally believed everything that she said about my boyfriend because he was a drunk at the time, and she was like, oh my God, he's a terrible guy, he's done all these terrible things, and I'm like, oh, okay, I need to take this seriously. And then when I met her, I realized that no, she's the problem. The fact that I've changed my attitude with new information, I came across a different understanding of the situation, really disrupted her and disturbed her quite a bit. And I think that's mainly because she does not know how to reassess the situation or think about it logically. Her mind seems to be going the older she gets. She's unable to really think things through as far as what's best for the kids and what should I do to keep custody and not lose custody. Well, because she didn't do those things correctly, she lost custody. And now I'm being made a target. got constant like videos from Parker Spectrum and all these other like videos that are being put out against me and Ryan about how apparently I'm trying to turn my beautiful daughter into a boy because she decided to get a trendy haircut. Like, how the fuck some ignorant fuck gets that idea, I don't know, Justin. But it really proves your ignorance. The fact that apparently I'm supposed to be turning the oldest one into a boy as well. That makes no damn sense, but whatever. And just all this other harassment stuff, not to mention having not one, but 2 restraining orders put against me from Jennifer, naming her children, keeping me away from seeing my boyfriend who has custody of them for two different times now. The second time I finally just got a lawyer and had to pay $3,500 to go into court to have the judge say, not even listen to my lawyer, but just say, this is frivolous, this is ridiculous, this is getting thrown out. So thank you for that expenditure. The fucked up thing is, the only reason why I'm fighting these restraining orders keeping me away from her kids is not so I can see my boyfriend. I can find other times to see him. It's because these kids want me in their life. They want me around. They're constantly telling me that. And now there was a situation that happened just very, very recently, something that Jennifer herself does. Well, actually, no, Jennifer does worse because she actually smokes while driving, where I smoked before I got in the car. I smoked marijuana because this is Washington State and it's legal here. And I smoked marijuana. I do that for my anxiety, and especially with Jennifer harassing me every way that she is, my anxiety is high alert all the time, constant, ever since especially the first restraining order, which came in, the first call to CPS that she made against me frivolously, trying to take my kid away from me for no reason, just because she thought it would be fun, not based on an actual reason like the rest of the world has, but just for fun. You know, she tried to call CPS and that caused my anxiety to go way, way up. And ever since then, I have not been able to calm down. So I smoke weed and I do it before I get in the car, and I did it before I got in the car, but the car had a residual smell apparently. And I was with all 3 kids, me and the 3 kids by ourselves. We were on our way to see a new house that the kids and I are super excited about getting into. It'll mean we'll be a family. You know, they'll have, a mother figure around. I don't want to be their mom or replace their mom because, again, unbreakable bonds that I'm not interested in breaking. But I'll be able to be there for them all the time and make sure their needs are met in the way that their dad, who is a great dad but is not a good mom, is not able to meet. And so we were on our way to this thing, and we got pulled over because I was on the phone stupidly with the lady I'm about to meet. And the guy, and I pulled over before he even pulls me over. And then he runs in behind me, doesn't do his whoop whoop or nothing, just runs up and puts his head in my freaking window, pulls me out of the car and tells me that it smells like marijuana. He's going to arrest me. And I had to call someone to pick up the kids. Well, Ryan was sleeping because he works nights. He didn't answer at first, so I finally just called my mom, and my mom was on her way. And finally, I guess I handed the phone back to the kids while I was talking to the officer, and they called him, and Ryan finally showed up. But because of that, CPS decided that it didn't matter who had custody. They were going to call Jennifer, who has no custody and doesn't even have unsupervised visitation, and call her and let her know that, her kids were taken out of a car where I was arrested with a DUI. I haven't even been charged yet. I didn't get a ticket. I got my blood drawn. I got taken in for 20 minutes to have my blood drawn and then turned back out loose again. I got my car impounded, but I have no ticket. I have nothing else yet. I have to wait for them to run my blood. And now I've got to deal with CPS knocking on my door again because they're like, oh my God, you smoke weed. That's terrible. Needless to say, my anxiety is still way, way, way fucking up. So now I have probably, I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing that this lady is going to try putting a third restraining order on me against seeing her kids, whom, again, she doesn't even have visitation to see. She doesn't have the rights to see them unsupervised and hasn't seen them herself since March. She's trying, I'm guessing she's going to try to put another restraining order on me because, oh my God, I was smoking weed before I got in the car. The car smelled like weed. I was in full capacity of myself. How is, okay, if you go to dinner and you have a glass of wine, do you not, after that glass of wine, get the fuck in the car and drive the fuck home? Do you? How do you know you're drunk? Is it because you feel like you do not have control? Well, guess what, assholes? It's the same thing for people who smoke weed. You don't take one hit and suddenly you're like, oh my God, the world is spinning. No, you're retarded, okay? You get 1 or 2 hits, 3, and you're like feeling chill. It's like taking a Xanax. You can relax now. No longer are you going to scream and rip people's fucking heads off for being goddamn ignorant. No, now you can think logically and look people in the eye and answer a serious question. But it still makes your car smell like weed. And so police officers, I don't think you're capable of driving because I don't fucking get it. I don't understand weed because I'm a fucking square with my dick up my ass. So I got arrested. And now a stupid, retarded situation is even worse because fucking laws can't keep up with the facts of the matter. You know, like if you were drinking a glass of wine, you wouldn't get arrested. Oh, you had a glass of wine before you left. You're getting arrested. 1 glass of wine, really? No, because there's a limit. Why is there not a limit for fucking weed? Apparently, if you smoke weed within 10 days of getting arrested and getting your blood drawn, that's going to be used against you in court. So if you are a weed smoker, you need to get rid of your fucking car, asshole, because you should not be driving within 10 days of smoking weed. How ridiculous is that? That is not reasonable at all. And now I'm a freaking 3.92 GPA student going to college, just got my bachelor's, my business admin associate's ATA degree, working on my graphic design degree right now, still have stellar grades, going to school in the summer, taking care of my kid, being a great mom, and now I've got to deal with this kind of harassment from someone who can't stand that she lost custody of her kids all by herself for being a really crappy, shitty mother. And now she's got to take it out on everybody else. Why don't you turn it around, look at yourself in the mirror, and figure out what the fuck you did wrong? What the fuck did you do wrong? Anyways, that's me. That's my life story right now. I'm trying to work on videos that I can upload to show how the kids are doing, how happy they're getting, their recovery, and just, you know, our blended family, how we're all doing together. Because, you know, for me, this is my first time being in a blended family and, you know, trying to care for kids who aren't mine and love them as if they were, because they deserve it. They deserve to be loved as if they are mine. Justin, hint for you, asshole. And then, so yeah, that's us in a nutshell. So this is the intro to my little my little YouTube thing that I'm starting. And it's going to be crappy for a while because I don't have time to fucking edit and shit. Like, I'm a graphic design student, but I fucking hate editing and shit. I don't know. I'm crazy. Anyways, thanks. Bye. Bye.